Oh yes, the new hair is ready to talk about fan art. Hi, it's your girl, Dezzi Pixels. I am a freelance illustrator and I help artists find clients and build businesses online. Today we're going to talk about fan art and how it can help you as an artist. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Now, for any of you who have been to art school or have been doing art for any number of time, you have probably heard multiple times from teachers and other people who think they know what they're talking about that you shouldn't do fan art. If you're trying to be a professional illustrator, you only need to be doing your own original concepts and never ever ever touch the dirty fan art. Now, that is true for some sectors of the profession, but I'm gonna tell you today what fan art can actually do for you as an artist and when and why you should do it. There's a couple different times that you want to engage in fan art. One of the really good uses for fan art and a good tool that it acts as is a way to get other fandoms and fans of that fandom to engage with you in your work. So if you have a fandom that you're a part of, be it the Doctor Who fandom, Steven Universe, things like this, you doing fan art of those fandoms brings also other fans of that fandom to you. So if you're engaging in that type of work and you're actually having good art and you're engaging and giving these people in these fandoms things that they don't normally see, they will appreciate that and come over to look at you. However, I don't want to be misleading about this. If you do this, but you don't make a habit of engaging with people, staying in that fandom, and making sure that you're constantly also putting out more work like that, they'll come, look at what you got, say, okay, that was nice, and they'll run away. So when you're using fan art as a means to connect with the audience, remember that you need to be consistent with keeping up, and as we talked about in every other video, be sincere. Next, another good reason to do fan art is to learn from the artist that you're doing the fan art for. So if you really have artists or styles that you like, or you're still in the style exploration stage of your art development, which we all should be, it's an ongoing phase, practicing work from artists that you enjoy and art that you respect and like is a good way to learn from those artists. However, like we talked about in previous videos, if you do this, you might not want to be posting this work. I will say it really depends. If you're doing more of a master study where you're straight up copying and studying the work that the other artists did, that's when you really don't want to post it. That's really just for you to practice what you're doing. However, if you're like drawing another person's character or something in your style and you're practicing more so translating other works to your style, as long as you're crediting the other artists and giving them their due where it's due, it should be fine, and it's a really good way to practice and get better. Next. Now, I mentioned earlier there's times that you do not want to include fan art in your portfolio. Now, what I suggested that you don't really include fan art in your professional portfolio unless you are specifically going for a specific niche where that type of practice is more readily acceptable and things like that. You really want to pay attention and keep your fan art more so to your social media and Instagram pages. Fan art is really more so for the fans of that medium, and if you are going for full-time studio work, you don't really want to include a lot of fan art in your portfolio. You want to keep those to your original pieces, because if you include a lot of fan art in your portfolio, professionals will look at it and they'll wonder, how many of these characters, I'm eating my hair. Because when professionals look at your work, they'll wonder how many of those pieces in your portfolio are yours and how much of it is fan art. And so if you're trying to get hired for a studio position, you want to showcase mainly your work. However, if you're trying to get eyes and build an audience on your work, then fan art is a great way to get that fandom to come and take a look at your stuff. Lastly, when you're doing fan art, Remember, if you're doing it to improve and to learn the style and get better, that it's more important that you observe and understand. And as for other digital artists and things like that, and illustrators and things, when you're doing these are similar to a master copy. You want to be able to read how the forms are working together. You want to see the type of shapes that the artist used. You want to see the type of line quality that they go for, how they use perspective. You want to take all the fundamental things and break them down and see how it's working in this person's piece and how they get the effect that they did. That's the most value you're going to get out of doing those pieces, and that's why you really need to take the time to look and understand and see what's working and how you can incorporate that into your work. And with that, we come to the end. Thanks for watching me sit here and eat my hair this week. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. Stuff came up, excuses, things like that. But thank you for hanging out with me today. Make sure you subscribe. Sign up for my newsletter in the bottom where you can get your free audience discovery worksheet. If you're having problems discovering what your audience is, it's a good way to help and get a nice grounding for that. So anyways, this has been your girl, Dezzi Pixels, and I'm out, bitches. I'll see y'all next week and have a good one. Bye.